us for what he wants to do in us and through us and all of that. When we have those things happen, we can go back and recall how we went through this and we trusted God and were patient and were faithful through those difficult times. We can go back and recall all the times that we went through hell and God brought us out of it. And in the chaos of spiritual combat, we can remember those times. And I don't know about you, but when I want to go to war, if I'm going to battle with anybody, I got to know that the guy beside me went through the same hell. And I know he went through hell with me as well. He didn't quit. He was one out of four that made it through. So we go through. No, I know his attitude was in check. He was tired. He was sleep deprived and cut and hurt and painful and cold. But yet he still made it through. That's the guy on beside me. Amen. When somebody else is shooting at me, that's the guy on, because I know that guy's not going to cut and run. Amen. That guy's not going to ring the bell. Come on, are you with me? Amen. Amen. Come on, yes. I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of people in my ministry who have rung the bell. Come on. They have rung the bell. I'm getting ready to be done. We'll get right out of time. 2 Corinthians, real quick. Can we go? 2 Corinthians real fast? 2 Corinthians, real quick, chapter 1. 2 Corinthians, chapter 1. You got to move the table. 2 Corinthians. Everybody say spiritual special forces.
Spiritual special forces.
I know y'all are here on a rainy, nasty Sunday morning at 9:30 in the morning. That's not because you want to be seen by anybody, I'm fairly certain. Amen. Amen. You want to be seen by somebody, wait till Sunday afternoon at 80 degrees and show up 15, 30 minutes late. Second service. Now, I come on a rainy, nasty Sunday morning, early in the morning, and there's a lot that God is preparing us for. Yes. And so some of the hell that we've gone through, he's allowed for us to go through it. Yes. Allowed for us to go through it, because this is the reality. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in the next service, but ministry, and no matter what capacity, we got to deal with hell, deal with the devil. I don't use that word a lot. I don't mean, I'm not cussing, I'm just saying. We got to have to deal with it a lot. And God has to know that we are prepared for that. Are y'all with me? Yeah. Everybody have 1 Corinthians chapter 8? Yeah. I'm sorry, chapter 1. Thank you. Chapter 1, you had it right. I had it wrong. Chapter 1, y'all got to bear with me. I'm still, I don't have pages, so. So 2 Corinthians. That's it, 1 Corinthians? 2 Corinthians. It is a second, right? Yes. I want 2 Corinthians. Okay. That's what I want. So y'all been patient with me, right? 2 Corinthians, what I want. Chapter 1, there we go. Amen. Look at verse 8. And Paul says, for we do not want you to be ignorant, brethren, out of our trouble which came to us in Asia, that we were burdened beyond measure. For the Apostle Paul to say that was a problem. I mean, this is a man who went through some stuff. So for him to say burden beyond measure, we don't have any idea what that means. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, somebody always lives in a palace, and they say they're burden beyond measure. That just means they have to go downstairs and pick their own tea. But for somebody like him who's been through the course of ministry to say that we're burdened beyond measure, yes. Burdened beyond measure, above strength. Now that's saying something. See, this whole phrase, the Lord won't put more on you than you can bear. Where is that in Scripture? Just ask it. It ain't there. It's not there. Because I believe sometimes He will. Because we can't bear it anyway. Are you with me? Yes. We can't bear it anyway. It's a nice cliche, but it's not biblical. It's okay. It's not, we say, Lord, won't put more on you than you can bear. It's okay. I'm just saying, but it's not in the Scripture. I know the Scripture says you won't tempt us beyond what we're able. That's a little different. Here we go. Above strength, so that we despair even of life. Yes, we have the sentence of death in ourselves. And I want to stay here for a minute. Because sometimes, especially in our generation, we look at ministry as we have a certain type of view of ministry that I don't think is real. And they had the sentence of death. Here we go. That we should not trust in ourselves, but in God who raised the dead. Yeah. You know what? We had the sentence of death, and the reason that we had it, y'all see that means that's why we had it. Yeah. So that we would not trust in ourselves, but in the living God who raised the dead. So I just believe, I firmly believe this. So before we are in ministry, that we affect the lives of other people, that he's going to allow us to go through this. I don't want to really hear anybody try to teach me about ministry that hadn't been hurt and broken. I don't want to hear it. I respect it as a brother. But all you want to tell me about ministry when you've never been hurt and broken. You've never gone through extreme testing like that. How is a non-Navy SEAL going to try to tell a Navy SEAL what to do? You going to tell me how to handle this? Where were you when I was in Hell Week? Where were you when they threw me in that pool and that skull was dry and bring me back and go back in there again? Where were you? Amen. This is why you don't want to have somebody untrained to train you. That's good. Amen. That's a good word. And then not only that, I believe Jesus intentionally allowed his apostles to go through that. I don't believe that was accidental. I don't believe that, all that whole scenario was accidental. I believe God allowed them to go through it so they could see that. They were panicked. Because you're in the boat, in the middle of the sea, what you going to do? You know where to go. I mean, you just ain't going to get out, and you can't do that. You can't leave and go home. And I believe God puts us in those kind of situations. And some of you might be in that place now. And sometimes we cry to God and beg God and ask God, why? Why am I going through this? What's going on? And sometimes, I just believe sometimes he just lets us go through it. And I would rather have somebody ministering to me, mentoring me, teaching me, training me, who've been through the same kind of training like a Navy SEAL. That's the kind of, if I'm going to talk to any soldier about how to survive and that, I want to talk to this man. Come on, man. I know you've been through all of that. You can talk to me about how to handle a panic situation. Amen. You can talk to me about how to handle a stressful situation and still stay the course. You can talk to me how to be miserable and cold and cut and painful and bruised, have to keep your attitude in check and still go through that for 5 days and never else quit. I want that kind of person. Yeah. I can talk to them. And that's why when we sent our Navy SEALs to go take out Osama bin Laden, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. They were going to get it. Either they were going to get it or when we died, they'll follow orders. Because those are not the kind of men that are going to ring the bell. Are you with me? Yeah. And I believe that God is doing something in us. I don't know how he's allowing it for each individual person, but there is something he's allowing in us. And I'll even go so far to say this. The people that have mentored me, if all I've ever done was I was coddled and, and stroked, and petted and pampered and, and never had nobody get in my face and do something and how am I being trained?
Come on, that's good. Yes.
Those men were screaming at those Navy SEALs. Go ring the bell. Go ring the bell. You're cold, you're hungry, you're tired, you're hurt. You haven't slept in days. You're sick of the person beside you, keep making the same mistake over and over again. But can't say anything about it. Just go ring the bell. Ring the bell, get some coffee and donut, and then you can lay into them if you want to, because that's all it'll matter. It's the same thing the devil does. There's something about the reinforcement from another voice of what the flesh wants to do, which is what that is. That's that voice. You want to do it anyway. You want to ring the, you're sick of this anyway. You didn't know it was this bad. You're sick of it anyway. Just go ring the bell. I'm going to help you. I know you're thinking about it anyway. Just ring the bell. And the devil is telling you don't need to do all this. You don't take all this. Why you got to do all this?
Come on.
Why did God do this for you? Why did he do this for you?
Come on.
And those same people is reinforcing that voice. And I believe God allows it. I believe he allows it. You know what I think Jesus, the Bible said he was 40 days. And afterward he was hungry. And then the devil says, you're the Son of God. Take these stones to be bread. And when you're hungry and you can do it, there's no temptation if you can't do it. That will not be a temptation for either one of us, because we just can't do that.
Come on. Yeah.
I mean, I just can't touch the bread and make that thing a jelly biscuit. I just can't do that. But you've been fasting 40 days and you can touch that thing and make it a jelly. I mean, that's a temptation. Yes. Yes, we have the sentence of death, and I said we should not trust in ourselves, but in God who raises the dead, who delivers us from so great a death, and does deliver us, in whom we trust that he will still deliver us. See, that's a man who's been through some stuff. So, you know, the issue is not whether I'm going to get out of this thing or not. I'm just telling you how it is. And that's the kind of man you are. These are the kind of servants that God is building us, because this is the thing.